Good morning and welcome to Teeing Off with RevSportz. I'm Gargi Raut and joining me today for this conversation is Bharat Ramraj, Ishan Shahane and G. Rajaraman. We have lots to talk about today, starting with the Ranji Trophy final, looking back on the league stage of the WPN and so much more, so stay tuned. Raja, starting off with the Ranji Trophy. Vidarbha had 500 odd runs to chase yesterday. They've already gone halfway. Today they only have to chase 290 runs in 90 overs to win. Do you think Vidarbha can turn this around?
It'll be a fabulous turnaround story if it happens. But I don't see that happening, Gargi. There's 6 wickets left. The best batters are back in the heart. So it's going to be a tall order for Vidarbha, but they have to believe that they can make it. I think they're playing session by session, hour by hour, and I think they had a very smart approach yesterday, not trying to do too much and not throwing their wickets away. I think it's sensible to chase to break the target down into small portions and then attain them one after the other. Halfway there, but they've also lost nearly half the side. So it's going to be tough. And Bombay being Bombay, I don't think they're going to allow Vidarbha to get to that mammoth chasing to total that they are chasing. I think it's going to be Bombay's title to win again.
Okay, and Bharat, what do you think? 290 runs in 90 overs is not a huge task, but seeing that Vidarbha is now short on batters, do you think they can do it?
So I think their last option was Karun Nair. He was batting, stonewalling the Mumbai attack really well. I think his wicket. I think it is for more or less over for Vidarbha unless something miraculous happens. Yeah, we have seen some strange things happening in sport. Who knows? But this I think Mumbai will go on to win the Ranji Trophy after some 7-8 years. I believe if the target was 400, I think they had a chance. But 538 seems too far away. Mumbai being Mumbai, I think it's been a typical Mumbai performance. They kind of grinded them to dust by putting up that huge score in the second innings, and I think they will now complete the formalities too.
And Ishan, do you think Mumbai is on their way to win their 42nd Ranji Trophy final? It's your
Yes,
local
I think
team. Do you think?
being from Mumbai, being from Bombay, I'm going to support the Mumbai team for sure. And I truly believe that this is their year. And, I think they played some good cricket overall as well leading up to this final. The Vidarbha team has had a strong fight back. Let's not ignore that. I think Karun Nair has played his part. Akshay Vadkar is still on the crease at the moment, so he's batting well. So, they lost some early wickets up front. I think they lost 2 wickets when they were 62 for 2. They lost 2 back-to-back wickets there. Then there was a partnership built, but then again they lost a couple at 130. And post 130, they built that partnership, Karun Nair and Akshay Vadkar. So I think they've done a good job. They've fought hard, but I feel it won't be enough. I think this Mumbai team is too lethal, and with that bowling lineup and with the ball spinning more on the last tee, I think it's going to be really difficult for them to go on and chase this total. So I definitely believe that Mumbai has the upper hand. If they lose this game, if they go on to lose this game, I think it's going to be a massive upset, which no one saw coming. You're on mute, Tanvi.
My bad. We'll get back to talking about cricket, but for now, let's take a look at P.R. Srijesh talking about his preparation for the Paris Olympics.
You think the preparation has to be now a little different what was for the Paris Olympics, or?
No, I think what we are doing right now is the right thing, and we are in a good path. But yeah, definitely at the end, the polish is going to be different because it's same like how you prepare for a board exam. The entire year what you've done, at the end you just go through the pep notes what you keep for the final exam. So for us, we done our work. We worked really hard on our fitness. We worked really hard on our strength. We worked really hard on our strategies. But now is the time to polish it. So the few months left before the Olympics, our focus is more into how can be the fittest team in the Olympic Games, how can be the strongest team, and technically how good we are and how much we need to improve, and tactically how can we change our style or what all styles we need to implement into our game. And best part is like our penalty corner attack is doing great. So what is the alternative plans for the penalty corner attack? What is the best things? I mean, now our defense is doing really great, but what all the loopholes where the other team can attack on us? And what all the substitution options, what all the the other options if something happens to a player who is going to be the substitute. So the last preparation it's on the way, and we got another I think 15 or 16 matches left before Olympics. So just wanted to play that at the best level so that we mentally and physically ready for the big challenge in
Do you
Paris.
think there will be some pressure more after winning the Tokyo medal and now?
Yes, the expectation goes high. Whenever you win, whenever you do best, the expectation goes really high. And after Paris, after Tokyo, I think everyone is like really expecting a better performance from us, and they want us to finish on the podium with a different color, the medal color. So I think we should not consider that expectation as a pressure. We just need to look into that as a supportive system, and you just look into that expectation as a trust, or what we can call is like a self-motivation thing, and just do or play your game as the way you do right now.
Okay, and Raja, talking about Olympics, Ashwini Ponappa and Tanisha Crasto have, as well as Lakshya Sen, have made it to the pre-qualifiers of the All England Championship. Raja, what have you thought of their progression in the tournament?
I think Tanisha and Ashwini have struck a fine combination, and they look good to get to Paris for the Olympic game. Lakshya Sen has had a good run in the recent weeks, and that has helped him get into the top 16. And if Pranay is already there in the top 8. Now you need two players in the top 16 for both to qualify for the Olympic Games. I think India is looking good at the moment on the badminton front. But if there's any worry, Gargi, it's on the boxing front, where this week none of the Indian men boxers was able to get a place in the Olympic Games so far. We've got only 4 women boxers who have made it. So that is an area of worry, but I think badminton will give us great joy in Paris 2024.
And talking about badminton, do you think Lakshya Sen is back in his groove?
I think he's raised his level of fitness, and I think he's got his confidence back. Earlier last year actually, he was going through a rough time because he wasn't able to cross the first and second rounds of several Super Series tournaments. He seems to have found his mojo now, just in time for the preparation for the Paris Games. I think he's rekindled hope in all our hearts. At one point of time, we thought it was only going to be Pranay who was going to represent India in the men's singles, but now he's stormed back into that top 16, which is great news. And the way in which he's done it is very heartwarming, Gargi. So he's going to be a contender. He's made himself known to be not somebody who's just making the grade, but as somebody who's going to compete very hard. So it's great news for badminton, definitely.
And to stray away from the topic a little bit, Mary Com at the Trailblazers Conclave talked about an important topic: sports and motherhood. Take a look at what she had to say.
Looking after one child, one kids also, it's so hard, so difficult. Think about 2 twins. One is running here, one is running here. When they are about to, crawling or running, playing, like when they are just lying down and having milk, that feeding, that time is not that much hard. Yes, I twice, thrice, many times, how many times I woke up at night. So that is very, very hard. If I share that story, it will take long, actually. I don't take much time also. It's very hard, difficult. At the same time, what I was thinking, what I was thinking, my career, upcoming, that it's not end. After having, why should I cannot, go ahead, or, just I'm doing I'm pushing myself. I can go ahead, I can do whatever whatever I want to achieve in life. After the motherhood also, why should I will not? This is the way, and that hunger inside which I have. I don't know other women or other girls have that hunger or not. That hungerness which I have is really, it's difficult to explain also, difficult to express also. Its hunger is not ending at all, now also. So I wish all the women should have that hunger. Till then, no one can beat you, no one can defeat you.
That was Mary Com talking about her hunger, which is still not stopping. But getting back to cricket now, we're hearing about Shreyas Iyer possibly missing out on the first leg of the IPL season. Raja Iyer has already missed out on the central contracts. Is this concerning for his career?
It definitely is. And I truly hope he's got good counselors working on his mind, because it can be very depressing at this point of time to lose out on central contract, to miss out on a test place team, to be going out of the India side, and to be seeing as somebody who's a bit of a rebel, because these were names that came about in an official press release. And I think Shreyas will need a good counselor. I truly hope he's got friends and family rallying around him. But more importantly, I think from a mental health perspective, I truly hope that he's got the right kind of support. But yes, he has his cricket. He's got great talent. Of that, I don't think any of us have ever had doubt. He just got to channelize it well and be consistent with what he can do. Maybe improve his game. Everybody talks about his batting against the short pitch delivery coming into his chest. If he can sort that out, he will be a great one to watch. And an investment that should not go waste. I hope that the BCCI supports him with the right kind of counseling.
Bharat, talking about IPL, Harry Brook has also pulled out of the IPL. Do you think it has weakened the Delhi Capital squad? How do you think it can look like?
Still have some good players. Not very sure it will completely weaken their lineup. But Harry Brooks, last year he didn't do well, obviously in the IPL, but he showed some promise in the World Cup game against Afghanistan on his slow and low pitch against Afghanistan spinners. So he might have come good for Delhi Capitals. Obviously, he's one of those freak type of players. Suddenly, he might get going and get you 80 or 40 balls, and then he might fail in 4 or 5 games. So, yeah, in that sense, they will miss him. But I think they can cover him up, cover up for Brook.
And Ishan Ravichandran Ashwin has now replaced Jasprit Bumrah as the top test bowler. He's been collecting milestones left and right, it looks like. First 500 test wickets, then 100 test. And now this thoughts on Ashwin's journey and everything that all the milestone feathers that he's added to his cap by now.
Just fantastic, Agi. I think first of all, Bumrah is a top class bowler himself, and so is Ashwin. So it's good to have that sort of healthy competition at the top, and I'm happy it's two Indians competing for that number one spot. So it's just fantastic news. And Ashwin, I think it's very well deserving, because he's picked up 4 wickets and 5 wickets in the last test match. And he's been getting wickets on a very consistent basis. He's been that X factor which the Indian team have wanted. And it's because of him, the Indian, brand of Indian test cricket has also grown over a period of time. So I think it's very well deserving. And and I truly believe this will be motivation for the youngsters as well, who are part of the squad, and motivation for a lot of other players to try and do and replicate the same thing. So it's good news for Ashwin. And I think he's only going to get better. He's not going to stop anytime soon. And I think all of us can hope that he can go on and continue to get a lot more wickets for the Indian side. Bumrah will be motivated himself to, probably go out there and, get back to the number one spot. So I think it's going to be interesting to see. And it's good for Indian cricket overall.
And Ishan, I'd like to also ask you about WPL. Last night was the end of the league stage. DC have made it to the final, and RCB and MI will battle it out in the eliminators. Who do you think, looking at the last match that RCB and MI had, what do you think can be the outcome tomorrow?
Well, it's going to be a really interesting one, Gagi, because, now two top teams, RCB, MI, Elise Perry for RCB has been in the form of a life. So RCB might have the upper hand because, they've just beaten MI. But at the same time, MI would know what how they went wrong in the previous game. So I'm sure they'll be looking to make some changes, and they'll be looking to make a strong comeback in that qualifying round, in that semi-final as well. So it's going to be a cracker. But if I have to put my bet on one team at the moment, I think I'll still say RCB, because they've got the momentum going for them, and they have Elise Perry, who is just looking really good. I mean, she's gotten 6 wickets in the last game and those 40 odd runs. So she's clearly enjoying her time out there. So I think RCB has the upper hand, and now they have to leverage on that. They should truly believe that we're the better side out here, and they need to capitalize on that and go out and beat the former champions. I'm
Raja,
saying this even though I'm a Mumbai boy, so it shows that the RCB team really is in good form.
absolutely. Raja, what do you think? DC is already there. RCB versus MI is the match to look out for.
As a Delhi boy, I'll wait for Bangalore and Bombay to sort themselves out, and then I will lie in wait for them. We've got Bangalore on the in one of the frames with you, Gargi. So beautifully lined up today. But I think it's going to be RCB versus Delhi Capitals. Going to be very interesting to wait and see. But playoffs are always banana peels, Gargi. And I've been part of Delhi Daredevils, which did superbly in one season, only to lose the two eliminator games back to back in Pune and in Chennai. So these are dangerous games, and I speak from first-hand experience, having been part of a unit that lost after dominating the season. So Delhi Capitals will want to do well. They played well to get to the final, but you have to await RCB or MI. It's going to be RCB, but we'll wait and watch what Bharat has to say about this contest.
Bharat, please go ahead.
I don't know. I have a gut feeling that this time RCB will do something and go on to maybe clinch the title. There's just a gut
Oh,
feeling that they will fill the trophy cabinet with the title. I'm not saying, maybe I'm jinxing them. I don't know. But I have a gut feeling like that. But so let us see. Alice Perry was wonderful in the last match, obviously. For someone who bowled the 6 overs, the way looking at her athletic run up and looking at how braced the front leg was and how she bowled with the nip packers, a little bit of swing and nip packers. I think she was just brilliant. So I don't know. I have a gut feeling RCB will do something this time.
Bangalore
okay.
lives in hope, Gargi, always.
Yeah.
Gagi, what do you think?
No, I think it's difficult because Mumbai Indians has been consistently doing well, but RCB has been recently doing well. So that's a dangerous combination. But I think Mumbai. No, I'm going to say RCB as well. It's difficult to choose, but I think most of us picked RCB to make it to the final. So let's see what really happens, and that wraps up our conversation for today. We'll leave you with Murli Sri Shankar talking about his Olympic preparation. Till then, stay tuned to RevSportz.
Olympics. Preparations are going really good. Feeling very optimistic this season. The training is going as expected, even more on the expected lines, and I'm really happy with the way training is progressing. And I'm opening up my season in April with the Diamond League in Shanghai. So that's when I'll be kicking off my season, and hopefully, this season will be the best season of my life.
And what are the events you're playing before the Paris Olympics?
I'm entered to compete in two Diamond Leagues now, Shanghai and Doha, and I'll be off to Europe. Then I'll compete in a few European competitions before the national championships, and then after national championship, one or two European circuit events as well, and then we are heading towards Paris. And after Paris, also I have two Diamond Leagues, and then hopefully the Diamond League finals too.
Uh, Shishanka, whenever you go onto the field, always there will be expectation. There'll be pressure from several of them, and you also might be feeling that. So how do you handle this mental pressure?
Like that's the same thing which I said in the panel right now. So as athletes, we should be trained to handle those pressure, because pressure is always a part of sport. It's not like you just go there, you just have fun. Obviously pressure will be there. Obviously we have to acknowledge that pressure. We have to use the pressure in a positive way rather than getting down by it. So as an athlete, we always train to be perfect on the field. So we train day in and day out to be perfect on the field. So on that day, it's just about trusting the process and then be mentally free, because we should believe in our training, what we have done in our training. All the preparations have been done. We have to trust in our preparations, and we have to do our best and when it matters. So pressure is obviously part of the sport, and when we are going for the Olympic Games, pressure is inevitable, because it's the world's biggest sporting spectacle, and the whole world is watching you. So obviously there is pressure. And even if you write an exam and the invigilator is just having an eye on your paper, there is pressure. So, but it's important that if you're well prepared for the exam, you just don't seem to care about the people who are looking at you, or the person sitting behind you or in front of you, or the teacher who is just watching you. You just write the exam, write the answer, just finish off the answer, and draw two